How the selfless suffer in silence. Memories of loss or violence you could never tell with the mask that we wear, that we can't stand to see anyone be there. So we'll try our best to save the world with the light we don't have left. So we'll just keep telling the world we're fine, when in reality we're towing that line. They say no one ever knows just how far it really goes, but some of us do. I am the Jotunn, and today we're going to cover a few things. When I stopped paying any heed to my emotions being the first, because that was indeed the worst. You see, I wasn't raised with toxic masculinity. I was allowed my own identity. I was always allowed to express myself out loud. It wasn't until at 14 I started dating, and that's when I started hating. All of the emotions I felt seemed like they shouldn't have been dealt. Because for me, I invested my time with people who said things like, "You have too much emotion." That's when alcohol became the potion. So I decided right then and there, these had to go, but where? Shove it deep down inside, but hold the fuck on, because now we're in for a ride. Because every single thing shoved to the bottom was left to go rotten. In time, the space grows smaller, and the emotions become greater. Something has to give, if you wish to live, that is. At some point in the timeline, all the while claiming we're completely fine, a cataclysm of epic proportion, trying to relieve the torsion that we feel deep down in our soul, trying to hide that evil black hole. And one day when people stop dealing with this outburst, labeling you to be the worst, you finally wake up. It's like a drop kick to the cerebellum because no one decided to tell them. We fucking matter. Belittled and broken down to the point our head will no longer hold the crown. So who the hell decided that this whole debate of emotion should be this one-sided? So what has all this done to me? It's left me wading through a field of debris. Fractured fragments of what was once my existence. But I'll always march on with all I have left. Persistence. So this herein brings us to the second point I have today. Why are people like me seemingly left to the fray? Because we are left to believe all the fucking lies that they weave. We are left with the disintegration of what we want to be, so fragmented that we no longer see. The bits and pieces chipped away, stomped relentlessly into the ground. Except those are the parts that mattered the most, pound for pound. The parts that made you real, so now, how are you supposed to feel? You should feel betrayed. But also be mad at yourself. You made yourself feel filleted. You made the choice to cut away everything you were told, when in reality you needed to learn how to hold onto everything that you deemed to be important. So no longer is it time to be dormant. Time to find your backbone. You're no longer alone. So now that we've drugged the monster clear out into the light, we can see how much might will be required to get this demon rewired, to better serve the ideology that can finally be backed by the biology. I started a voice acting YouTube out of boredom, when in reality at the time of its inception I actually hated the sound of my own voice. I always had a knack for impressions. Why? Because I never found a natural way to express my true self. So if there's one lesson you take away, It is simply be unapologetically you in every way. And if someone doesn't care, let them go. I thank you guys for listening and coming to my TED Talk. And as always, I am Jotunn VA, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.